of each of the asset class. And by the way, if you are just wondering, so why are we even talking about ETF, or you don't even know what ETF is, or why are we talking about ETF? Why are we talking about real estate? We understand one thing, that salary just pays bill. What actually builds wealth is what you do with it, okay? Which is investing in appreciating cash flowing asset, okay? That's where you put your money, and when you put it generates cash flows for you, and you are able to start building wealth. So today, let's put it to rest. Cash flow, ETF or real estate, which one should we start for? Sophia, welcome. And my YouTube community, welcome, welcome. Let's share the live. Let's tap out the live. Let's talk about this. Is one of the biggest questions I've always gotten. Understanding these are the first two top two wealth engines, top two places where the world, the multimillionaires put their money: ETF versus real estate. Those two things, index funds, potato, index fund, ETF, or the other second would be real estate. So which of them should you put your money in? That's one of the biggest questions that I always hear. Let's put it to rest today. Let's talk about it. What is the pros of each? What is the cons of each? Apples and orange. Yes, yes, yes. Apples and orange. Yeah, absolutely. You are absolutely correct. Okay. But I'm saying in terms of index funds, and of course, when we're talking about index funds and we're talking about ETF, oh, you don't even know what that is, and why are we even talking about it? Let's put it to rest today. Let's put it to rest. Aside IUL, one other question need a lot of you to stay in. Yeah. Yes, essential planners, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so awesome. Today, let's talk about this. Let's invite our friends so we don't have to repeat ourselves all over again. And I keep taking you back. Let's invite everyone. Let's share the live so that we can get some more people here, and we don't need to keep going back, and let's keep tapping out the live. Let's tap out the live. It makes this place popular. And if you have go popular as well, you can do that. It costs one coin, so that these place get popular. A lot of people a lot of people do come, they can come and learn how to build wealth. Two wealth engines, the top two, if you go on Google right now, where does the multimillionaires and the billionaires put their money? Definitely not IUL, right? The first one and two is index fund, ETF, index funds or ETFs, right? And the second is real estate, or depending on where you're checking, you realize it could be the first real estate come first and ETFs come second. So which of them should you invest in? I get that question a lot. And then people talk about IUL as well. That's another question. Another thing that I hear about is, which stock should I be picking? Which one should I be buying, Dr. Lina? Yes, let's put that to rest today as well. Let's talk about that, and let us talk about that, all of that today, and put it all to rest. Well, the people invest in, yes, absolutely, because real estate is also a form of business, right? Real estate is also, you're absolutely correct, absolutely correct. So let's send invite, Paul, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking about ETFs and real estate. You're wondering what that is. Why are we even talking about it? Right? It's where the multimillionaires and the billionaires put their money, okay? Number one and two, where the the billionaires and the multimillionaires put their money. And that's what we want to talk about today. Businesses, of course, is also on the list. And when we talk about real estate, is also a form of business. Okay, franchises, you buy McDonald's and buying all those, laundromat and vending machine, all of those are strategies. All of those places are where the multimillionaires put their money. So let's lay it to rest today. Okay, let us invite our, and if you have not subscribed, consider subscribing on the YouTube side and on the TikTok side. Let's keep tapping out the live. Let's keep tapping out the live so that we can get some more people to come here. Okay, we keep showing up. We keep showing up. Yeah, let's tap out the live. Let's share the live. Let's get some more people here. We're talking about ETFs. We are talking about real estate today. Which of them should you invest in? Which one gives you the which one helps you to build wealth faster? And or why are we even talking about it? Yes, that's what we are talking about today. And I'm bringing up my notes because otherwise you see me go all the way, and we are going to be here the whole day. Okay. So welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing the live. Great. Almost there. Let's keep sharing the live. Ibrahim, welcome here. Okay, great. So which one? Put in the comment section, which one do you think builds wealth faster? Or do you think stocks or real estate? Stocks or real estate? Which one would you do first? Right? Which one do you think you should invest in first? Or which one should you invest in at all? And which one should you not invest in at all? And by the way, let me know where you're connecting from. And we are going to go straight to it. Right? We're going to go straight to it. Would you invest in stock or would you invest in real estate? Would you invest in stock? Thank you for tapping out the light. Thank you for sharing. Would you invest in stock or real estate? Which one are you going to invest in? Understanding that if you go on Google right now and check where the multi-millionaires and the billionaires, remember, I did not say millionaires, multi-millionaires and the billionaires, where did they put their money? Number one, you would see ETF or index funds. They're almost the same thing interchangeably. It's just that one can be traded during the day, the other is at the end of the day. Basically, right? At one to the market is rested, fully rested, or closed. That's when that's when you can get your funds, right? But ETF or real estate is number one. When they ask Mr. Warren Buffett, where should you put your money? He said index funds. He said ETF, right? The second thing you would find is real estate, right? That's the second thing. Understanding that your salary would not only pays bills, is what you do with it. We have done 90 days already now. Quarter one is gone. You have worked for 90 days. What have you done with that money? Have you just been using it for depreciating lifestyle liabilities? Or you have put some of them out for ACA, which is appreciating cash flowing asset. Okay? Understand that it's the appreciating cash flowing asset that is going to help you build wealth. Depreciating lifestyle liability is just gone. Right? It's almost going to you putting money away and just throwing it away. So the truth of the matter is that it is how you view it and how because they are very different. Okay, it is very, very different. Both of them helps you to build wealth, but strategically different. Okay, so let us understand that. So let us break it out today. Okay, which one builds wealth faster? What is the pros of each? What is the cons of each? Which one do I recommend? Which one do I personally recommend? Or which one should you not touch at all? Let's talk about that. Or you don't even know what ETF is. So put in the comment section, ETF or real estate, which one do you think builds wealth faster? Which one builds wealth faster? Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you for tapping out the live. So let's go straight into it, right? Let's start with ETF. ETFs. What are ETFs? ETFs are just baskets of stocks. So, and what are stocks? Okay, somebody said real estate, I think. And for YouTube, that's because I have two communities together, right? I have two communities. I have the TikTok and I have the YouTube today because of efficiency, productivity, and reaching more people, because this is life-changing, really. If you understand it, you use it, it has been life-changing, highly rewarding for me. Okay, so real estate ETFs, okay. All right, okay, that's amazing. Let's get through it. Okay, so the first thing is ETFs are baskets of stocks. Okay, what are stocks? Stocks is basically like an investment in a particular company. You getting an owner, being a part of ownership of a particular business, a particular company. So, for instance, a lot of us, I'm using an Apple phone right now, an iPhone. Okay, is owned by Apple. I can say that I want to buy a portion of Apple because I like iPhone. It's good for me. I use it for business to take the videos. However, I also want to own it. Okay, so because of that, I buy $100 worth of Apple every single month. Every single paycheck that I receive. Okay, and whenever it's time for me to upgrade my phone, instead of me upgrading my phone, I would use the money to go and buy an Apple stock. that is you owning a portion, a part of a particular company. That is what is called stock. That is what it's you sharing a share of a share of a particular company. So you hear stock, with hear shares, right? Now, what are ETF? ETF is exchange traded funds. It's basically a basket of funds, a basket of so many stocks, shares or stocks inside one bouquet or basket. So think about it. You have a bouquet of fruit. Inside it, you have apple, you have bananas, you have oranges, right? If you have to choose, they give you oranges, and you have the option of, taking orange, you can take strawberry, you can take apples. Which one would you choose? Would you just choose the orange, or you would choose the multiple? Just using the same money, you have $10. There's one option of you getting everything, so many fruits in one basket, versus you just getting one fruit. I almost know the answer, but you can put it in the comments, right? I know that I personally would like varieties. Okay, there's something that says variety is the spice of life. Okay, so ETF helps you to do that in the world of investing. You will be able to invest in so many companies, even with the same dollar amount. So you have $100, you have $1 you want to invest, you can easily buy so many companies just using that single dollar. So give you an example, we have the top S&P 500 companies. Everybody knows that. I use that as an example. Like a VOO, it tracks all of the top 500 companies in the United States. So in that basket, whenever you buy it, either you buy $100 or $50 every single paycheck, what you buy, multiple schoolboy, right? Multiple or whoever asked that question. Yeah. So not just Fidelity, I do with Fidelity, I do with some other brokerage firm as well. Awesome. So having to have everything in one basket, everything in one basket, all of the top 500. So you like Apple, but at the same time, Amazon is also a good company, but you also like Google. But at the same time, you use Meta, and there's Microsoft, there's Coca-Cola, there's all of these top 500 companies in the United States. You can buy that. So whenever you buy, you invest, you are investing in multiple companies. One of the beauty of this, why do the multimillionaires and the billionaires, why do they invest in this? It's because it helps with diversification, right? Why do a lot of people love ETFs, right? It's because it requires a low startup, just like stock. I hope we know that you can buy a stock of $1. Yeah, you can buy a stock of $1, right? $1. I did buy it on Robinhood the other day, right? You can buy it on any platform. It's called fractional shares. Just the same way we have, you can buy individual stock. Like a VOO is at 585 the last time I checked it, right? But you can actually buy a unit, like you can buy it as a whole, or you can buy in the fractional unit of it, of like, you have $100, that's all that you want, you can buy that. You have $10, you can buy that. Okay, so that is the beauty of ETF. The other beautiful thing is, just like I said, variety is the spice of life. You have access to so many companies in one basket. It helps you with diversification. It helps you to spread your risk. So think about it. If one company goes down today, right? One company, if you buy one company, if that company goes down, it means that you have lost your investment. But if the company goes up, of course, you also increase your investment. However, because you don't know the one that goes down, the one that goes up, even with Amazon, as solid as it is, if they have a data breach with their data center, and there is, a major, data breach within their data center, what you realize is that because of the vulnerabilities, a lot of people can sue them. That, okay, there's privacy information, there was loss of information, like Equifax, something like that, or is it Equifax or which one, that happened some years ago, right? The same thing can happen. What would happen? The stock of Amazon will go down, right? It would go down. And guess what? What happens to you? You lose your money. However, with diversification, with ETF, like an S&P 500, top, all the companies that are there, if one is down, right, you still have 499. If 10 is down, you still have 490. Just like that. Like the stock market went down the other day, but guess what? Exxon, which is part of the S&P 500, went up like 40%. So that helps to balance the portfolio. So what's the other reason why the multimillionaires and the billionaires, why do they love it? It's because it's returned between 8 to 12% averagely for the past 10, 30, for the past 30 years, averagely, right? Last year it returned 18%. So think about it. If you had put your $10,000 there, you would have gotten $1,800. Versus if you put it in your Bank of America, Chase or Wells Fargo, if you care to share, I get 0.01% from them. But if maybe you get something higher, maybe you are lucky, but I get 0.01% from them. So because of that, I can tell you, if you put it the same amount in Bank of America last year, you would have gotten $1. One freaking dollar is what you get for putting your $10,000 for a whole year. $10,000 of your whole year of work. That's what you get. Okay? So it is, but guess what? With ETF, it is consistent. It's almost like, the risk is lower. Of course, the return is also lower. The higher the risk, the lower the return. That's just the way life works. Okay. So another ETF that you can also put money that we talk about, it can be like the QQQ, like NASDAQ 100, right? The top 100 tech companies. That is returned between 18 to 22%. So you can also buy that. What does that help you to do? You are also investing in technology companies. We know technology is the future. So I know I put money there because I am a doctor of business and technology. My day job is vice president of technology. And of course, I also teach AI cybersecurity kids in the college as well, and deep learning. So I already know the future is now. Being with Chase for 20 years, only $1. I took all my money out. Yeah, absolutely. But with that Chase, I still get 3% today. But they only require you to put more deposits. You have to be like a Chase private client, more higher deposits and all of that, which you don't need with any other, so many banks. IE savings account, just check it out. It will give you 3 to 5% return. So that's even the minimum. 3 to 5%. IU savings account will give you 3 to 5%. If you like Capital One, it gives you 3.3%, and you would get $300 if you have your account set up, like a direct deposit set up with them within 90 days. If you want the code, let me know. I will send you the code. You get $300 free. I can send it to you in the DM. But you can also do SoFi. You can do Vero. SoFi gives you 4%. Vero gives you 5%. So those are little ways that you can actually get money. Do you invest in Vero? Can you teach us how to invest in Vero? I have money sitting there. Yeah, and this is exactly what I'm teaching here. So you just want to, exactly what I'm describing here, get a financial advisor. Absolutely. I regret it, never knew about these things. Yeah. But your financial advisor, make sure that they are not charging you, because the financial advisor, right? If they are going to be charging you, right, they're charging you 1.5%, it diminishes all of your returns. Okay, trust me, I have financial advisor as well, but their own goal is it's for something else that they do for me, right? It's just a little bit of my portfolio. That's what they do. And guess what? It's with JP Morgan. And one of the things that I found out with the portfolio is that it was also the S&P 500 individual stocks that were in that particular in that particular account they are managing, and they charge you between 1 to 1.1% to 1.5% is what they charge you. So whenever you're getting a financial advisor, make sure it's either fiduciary, that's 1, 2. You can also make sure that they are charging you. Yeah, and make sure that they are also their fiduciary, and ask them. They would always avoid that question. How much are they charging you in terms of fees? Because your fees can actually take off everything. Because remember, profit or no profit, your market is going down, market is going up. You are still paying those fees. They are still paying those fees. They charge 1% and bring in above 10%. So you are getting, that's not true. That's not true. That is not true. Trust me, I know it. most of the time when they are not God, if you're saying that they bring in about 9%, right? If you're saying they bring in about 9%, is it not the same market that we are in, right? If you still simply buy, so if they bring 9%, and I'm just trying to address the question here, if they bring 9%, why do you think that 9% is a win when you can simply put it in an S&P 500 and you're getting 10 to 12%? You said you bring you 10%, okay, which is what S&P 500 gives you. S&P 500 gives you 8 to 12%, right? That's what they give you. Averagely for the past 30 years, averagely, last year it did 18%. So if your investment advisor gives you how much? Gives you 10%, it means that they are not even, they are actually underperforming. For you to actually use an investment advisor, right? It should give you anything above 12%, and anything above that 12% to say that, or 13%, because by the time they charge their 1%, then you fall back to S&P 500. So why do you need them as well? Yeah. So anyways, so that's it. I manage both worlds, okay? I manage both worlds, and I see the result, and I get this discussion every single time, okay? I get every discussion. Do your calculation. What I would say is that put the same amount, okay, in an S&P 500, and put the same amount in your what's it called? In an S&P 500, put the same amount in you open the account and do it, run it, and you will see that your chances of is either you run passive, is an amazing financial advisor. It would always, maybe if it's going to be, the difference is going to be a little bit, if there's, and that's even if it's very, very good. But the ones that are even the basic one, trust me, S&P 500 is doing better than them. Trust me, I've done it. Yeah, S&P 500 literally is down 10% this year. Other managed accounts are up to, well, that's I don't know who is managing your account, but last year S&P 500 did 18%, J. It did 18%. And right now you cannot say S&P 500, because right now everything is even down. Your everything, even my managed account, is still very down because of the war. To date, you cannot use it to judge. Everything is down right now. Okay? So, so let's keep going on. Diversification of it helps you with the diversification. That's the S&P 500. Helps you with the diversification. The other part of it is that you can also have like an what's it called? A NASDAQ 100. That's where you can also somebody said my S&P never disappoint me. Yeah, absolutely. But like I said, I respect people. If it works for you, if it's work for you, please stick with it. If you are getting 10% every year, work for you, good. But this is what is worked for so many other people as well. So let's go straight into it. ETFs on the other hand, it is passive investing. That is the other reason why a lot of people love it, why the multimillionaires and the billionaires, why they love it, right? Because you open your Fidelity account, and somebody was asking that question earlier. Just open a Fidelity account, open a Robinhood account, open Robinhood account, open Vanguard accounts, open Ameritrade, JP Morgan, what's it called? Merrill Lynch, that's Bank of America, Empower. There's so many of them. Any of the brokerage firm, BlackRock, any of those brokerage firm, whichever one that you like, or just go on Google and search top brokerage firm, in the United States, and pick, read the reviews, and whichever one works for you, pick it and start running with it. It takes you minutes to open the account. The other thing is, if you're in Canada, because I know that it's not just in the US, I have a global community in the Canada, use Wealthsimple. Wealthsimple is a good one in Canada, right? The other part of it is what's it called? In the UK, right? Trading 212, or the part of Europe. If you are in Nigeria, if you are in Africa, South Africa, Uganda, all of that, there is Bamboo. Okay, there is Stanbic IBTC, there is Investment One. All of those kind of investment houses. But just go on Google, read your review, make sure that it is all protected, a solid company. Do not put your money in company that is not solid, right? Yes. So in terms of, so once you open that, that's why I said ETF is simple. Once you open that, the places where I put my money in terms of ETF, number one is S&P 500. So like a VOO, IVV, SPY. All of them track, those three tracks S&P 500. The only difference between them is each of them, they are just owned by different brokerage firms. So like a VOO is owned by Vanguard, like SPY is owned by State Street, IVV, I think that's BlackRock, right? So any of that, and they have returned averagely almost the same thing because they track almost the same thing. They all track the top 500 companies in the United. So any of that, you can, I don't know your name, it's like the bulb or whatever, right? Any one of them would help you. You can actually help, you can start with that. Top 500. The only thing is that the fee structure might be different. This one might say 0.02. This one might say 0.03, but they've actually performed about the same thing. And think about it, 0.01 compared to a 1%, 1.5% of a managed account. Okay? 1% to 1.5%. Do you know what's that percentage? Okay? So that's just the difference. So that is number one. The other second one that I put my money is the Nasdaq 100. Like I said, I'm in technology, so obviously I know technology is the future. Technology is now. Technology is growth. So companies like Nvidia, like a Microsoft, some of them will be almost the same thing. You have some of them, they might be top S&P 500, but at the same time they are technology companies, right? So you might have some of them overlap in each of those portfolio. So like an Nvidia, you have it there, like a Microsoft, all of those top 100 technology companies. So that's the second one that you can also buy in Fidelity. Now with Fidelity, I think I'm not sure if you have, no, you can buy VOO. I bought VOO in there. So you can buy VOO in there as well. So this is the second one I'm telling you, Mr. The Hat, right? That was asking about which one, right? So once you open the account, that's the second one. The first is the S&P 500. The second is the Nasdaq 100. The third is dividends. So if you want cash flow, this one doesn't grow as much, right? But if you want cash flow in it, you want to be getting dividends every single month, right? You would also, Nasdaq, yes, Nasdaq 100, 100. Elena, hey, how are you? Who is she talking to? I'm talking to TikTok. There's TikTok, there's YouTube on the other side. So we talk about productivity and efficiency. We are talking about ETFs and real estate. Which one should you invest in, or which one should you not invest at all, or which one should you start first? So we are putting it to rest. It's one of the highest number of questions that I get after IUL and what's it called? Which stock should I buy? Okay, so that's why we are talking about that today. Okay, so we're talking about the pros of ETF, and then we will jump into the real estate shortly. Awesome. So the third one is SCHD. Okay, that is dividend, top 100 dividend companies, right? Dividend paying companies. They call them dividend kings. So like companies like Procter and Gamble, Johnson and Johnson have paid dividends for the past 100 years. So it means that, what does dividend means for a beginner investor? It simply means buy ETFs. It simply means that you are basically buying you are sharing profit. So whenever they take so much how do I put it? Whenever they make profits in this company, right? They share it with you. Aside the fact that the company is growing, okay? Aside the fact that the company is growing, then you are also doing profit sharing every single time that they make profit. Okay, that is dividend. So you get some cash flow, or in that does not grow like that doesn't grow faster. Joshua, I just said we have the TikTok community. Okay, somebody's asking a question on YouTube. We have the TikTok community. Okay, on the other side. Awesome. So okay, great, awesome. So we having said that, we SCHD is Nasdaq. SCHD is dividends. It relates to dividends. So you want dividends, you want to be getting cash flow, you don't want to sell your stock, but you want to still be getting something every single month. That is for you. But just that's the other part of it. Then lastly, this one I do not put money in, is ETFs for real estate, right? So just the way I just talked about it. It's just the same thing, just basket of. So maybe you'd have seen properties in downtown with those high rise. Some of them are owned by companies, right? Businesses, but some of them are owned by property companies, right? You'd have seen apartments, huge apartment complexes. Maybe you live in one of them. You can also invest in that because they are actually traded on the stock exchange, on the market, because they are property firms. So like, you see the malls, you see malls, you see office spaces, you see movie theater. These, some of them are owned by individuals or partners, or some of them are owned by companies. Maybe you'd have heard that BlackRock is buying all of the single family homes in the United States, right? They're saying that you should buy all of they're buying all of the single family homes. That is because it's a business, right? Is traded on the stock exchange, so you can also buy that. So the thing about it is you have a basket of all of the stocks in one, right? All of the stock of real estate in one. So all of these companies in one. So the beauty of ETF is that whenever you are buying, right? You are not just buying one, right? You are not just buying. So let's assume that you have $100 and you want to invest every single month, right? Every single month, every single paycheck, you can automate it and say that I'm going to buy VOO or whatever, S&P 500. I'm going to buy $50. I'll buy $20 of NASDAQ 100, right? Which is the QQQ or QQQM. I will buy 10% of SCHD, right? Because it's dividends, right? Like I said, that doesn't grow so much, it's more of the dividends. And then I'll put 5% in real estate. And then if you are somebody like me that I have preference for certain companies, right? I would buy, individuals of that. So like Procter and Gamble, I have it in my portfolio. I've had it for years. Reason because I worked there for 8 years. I started my career, 8 years was what I spent in that company. And I know it's a solid company. They are the makers of Tide, makers of so many Vicks and all of those things that nobody even know. Always feminine care, they have everything. Fast moving consumer goods, right? They are right there. So that's why I invest in them. So you also need to do your own research. Okay, you do your own research. And Mr. J, you're only advertising when there are many other options, multiple stocks. Absolutely, but this is my life, okay? So I will tell people what I know, what I put my money, okay? So when it's in your own class or whenever you are trying to talk to your own, you can also share what you think has worked for you, okay? What you think has worked for you. So like so that is the beauty of ETF, okay? That is the beauty of ETF. Liquidity is another thing. So you can, unlike real estate, you realize that real estate, and I'm going to miss you because you are just constituting. All right. So great. So the thing about it is that when it comes to real estate, you need to, until you sell the property, it's like almost very, very, thank you so much, Real Pally. It's almost like I've already muted him because it's just all over the place because we are talking about ETF and real estate today. All right. So great. So liquidity, right? It's one thing with ETFs, right? Liquidity. The same thing with stock, individual stock. You can buy it right now, you can sell it right now. It is very liquid. If you want to buy real estate, it takes a lot of time, right? It takes you time even for you to say that you found the property today, for you to close. If you are using the standard closing, it's about 30 to 45 days. Okay, so we are talking about but with real estate, with what's it called? When it comes to, can we pack the question to the end so that I can go through this quickly, right? Whenever we're talking about ETFs, right, you can easily liquidate it, buy it right now and sell it right after, the same day. That's it. Yeah, no, that's fine. The difference between they're almost the same thing. And let me just quickly answer you. They're almost the same thing. The only difference between the two is that you can trade ETF like stock. So you want to buy and sell it right now during the day. you would sell it. That's why whenever you go to Fidelity or you go on your brokerage, they would say stock or ETF, right? That's what you would see. You can buy the stock, you can buy the ETFs right there. The only difference is that one, when you're buying the stock, is one that you're buying. When you are buying ETF, you are buying multiple that is in that bouquet of the exchange traded, that particular funds that you are buying, right? That's the difference. But when it comes to index funds, it's traded at whenever let's say you want to buy it now, right? Before you know how much it is and all of that, it's going to be once it's the end of the day. That's when you are able to know, this is how much it is. Then that's when you can also get your money. It's not immediate, but they're almost the same thing. So for instance, like Fidelity Index Fund, Fidelity S&P 500, that's an index fund, right? It's FXIAIX. That's Fidelity. That's the difference, right? But they track the same thing. Okay, so it's just preferences. If you want to get your money, you want to trade it like stock, you want to like now, you want to be able to get your money the same day. You want to get your money the same day, the same time, you can just do ETF. That's why I find it more interesting for me, because I want to sell. If I want to sell, I want to take my money right now. Because if I'm buying real estate and I want to sell and take some money right now, I want to be able to sell and take my money immediately versus wait till the end of day, 3 p.m. before I can get my money or do anything. So that's just the difference. So whichever one works for you. Awesome. And let's keep tapping out the live. Keep tapping out the live. So the benefit of ETF, the pros of ETF is easy to start, diversification, passive investing, and of course, liquidity. Like liquidity. Those are the benefits of ETF right there. Any question on ETF before we go? Ekere, Mayalistic, Real Pali, any questions on ETF before we go ahead? Easy to start, diversification, okay? Passive investing, and of course, liquidity. And I did talk about which one should you buy? S&P 500, which is IVV. What's the other thing? IVV, SPY, VOO. Any of those three is fantastic, right? The other one that you can also, hey Stephanie, welcome. Setting it up in Fidelity. Yes, you can absolutely set it up in Fidelity. You can buy it. I have Fidelity. I have VOO in my Fidelity. So for sure, I know that, right? Stephanie, by the way, when we get to real estate, the class is on the 11th and 12th. Don't miss it. I don't know if you've registered. I know you've been waiting on it. That's why I just needed to, just in case you get, you go off before the end of the live, okay? You'll find the link in the bio for the training, the free training, okay? It's right there in the bio. You would see it there. In my bio, you'll find it right there, okay? I don't want you to miss it because the class is getting so full quickly. Awesome. So liquidity is the other thing. S&P 500, then long-term growth. That's the beauty of ETF. The rule of 72, I did not create it. Rule of 72 says you double your money every 7 years. That's rule of 70. Even with an S&P 500, you double your money. So it means that you can double your money in 5 years, in 3 years. If you put it, if let's say that's even at 10%, let's assume that the return is way higher. You will double your money. But even with the basic, like the minimum, you are going to double your money in 7 years. So that is it. Long-term growth. That is what ETF does for you. The other part of it is that you can dollar cost average, right? Dollar cost average. So you buy something, some people bought VOO for 630. I did buy some for 630. But at the same time, I've been buying at 328. I've been buying at 278. Guess what? Even if at 680, I'm still buying at 585. I don't know what it is right now. Last that I checked was 585, like a VOO. But guess what? Because I'm always buying, you're averaging out. So think about it. You buy at $100, then you buy at $200. Averagely, your average is 150. If it goes all the way to 1,000, it means that you are still increasing your wealth. That's a beauty of ETF. That's a beauty. So that's one thing I would tell anyone. Whenever you are investing, think about it long term. Let it be every single month or every single paycheck. Deduct money Let them deduct money consistently. This is not let's avoid, unlike the person that was talking earlier, there's people have the mindset of get rich quick scheme. They want it now, now, now. But people are just, God would welcome. Yes, the free training is on the bio on my TikTok and YouTube. And Instagram. You can register there. It's out now. God's, I know people are just asking, and its class is getting so full. Sorry about the distraction. So you are going to, the thing about it, think about it, it's long term. Great. Think about it's long term, right? Long term investing. That's what you should think about, because I tell you, somebody that wants money quick, quick, quick. That's how I lost 100,000. I personally lost close to just a little bit of change, less than $100,000. My friend lost 50,000 to Tesla stock options trading in 1 week. 1 week is what it took her to lose $50,000. Tesla is a fantastic stock, right? It's a good one, right? A lot of people talk about it, but guess what? She lost money to options trading. So I don't recommend options trading. If you know it very well, fantastic for you. But if you don't, please avoid it like as you can. Don't lose money like I'm losing. That's why I got humbled and I'm not picking stocks. And you hear me talk about ETF, and it's almost like I'm only talking about ETFs and I'm not talking about individual stocks, because I have been burnt heavily. I bought penny stock, I did day trading, I did a little bit of options trading, but guess what? I lost money. But I have made money. ETFs have I've not lost money in ETFs. That's why I am teaching that specifically, and I'm not teaching any other thing. If any other person wants to talk about this, fantastic for them. Okay? Supernatural, welcome. Awesome. Now let's talk about, just to wrap up with ETF. Any question on ETF before I move on? ETF is the easiest way for beginners to start investing. It's the easiest. So you want to start investing, just open your Fidelity account, World Simple in Canada, Bamboo in Africa, Trading 210 in UK and Europe, and start buying. You can do it within the next 5 minutes, and you would be able to start investing. That's the beauty of real estate, of ETFs, okay, or stocks or whatever. That's the beauty of it, right? That is the beauty of it. Now let's go to real estate, the pros of real estate, okay? Understanding that your salary is just, if you use it for depreciating lifestyle liabilities, you realize that you are just, you'd have worked for 90 days right now and you have nothing to show for it. But if you have put some of it on the DLL, depreciating lifestyle liability, but you set some of them to ACA, appreciating cash flowing assets, you realize that some of those money that you put aside, if you put it towards ETF, it's going to grow, even though the market is down right now. It's your buying opportunity. Or you start putting it towards your down payment of a property, you would realize that you are going to win in 5 years, in 10 years. You have the option of working because you want to work, not because you have to work because you want to pay bills, okay? Because that's two different things. Now, with real estate, on the other hand, I call it the wealth engine, right? Wealth engine is a wealth accelerator. Why do I say this, okay? Because the multimillionaires, they put money in ETFs and in the real estate. The reason why they put money in real estate is because real estate pays you in 4 different ways. 4 is what you get, 4 paychecks when it comes to real estate. 1 is cash flow, okay, which is almost like a monthly income. 2 is equity, okay. 3 is appreciation. 4 is tax advantages, right? On real estate, I'm going to be hosting, and you might be wondering, like when I'm saying the training, I'm hosting a free training. So I'm not going to spend so much time on real estate, but these are the 4 benefits. I'll still talk about it, but these are the 4 major benefits of real estate, okay? Yeah, it's on, the link is in my bio. You would see it right there. How to buying real estate, buy your first rental or buying your rental in 90 days. You would see it right there. It's free April 11 and 12. If you cannot be there, please do not register. Do not block the slot for any other for others, right? It's going to be everybody from all of my platform. It's not going to be here. It's going to be on Zoom, because we're going to be teaching. It's going to take 2-3 hours each day. I'm going to be teaching everything that I've learned in the past. I mean, most of the things that I've learned in the past over 10 years of my investing, and with double-digit real estate portfolio, even with my 9 to 5. That's what I will be analyzing. Deals will be, all of those things, how you should start. You should have confidence when you're done. So the link is in the bio. You see it right there. If you have any issues finding it, send me a DM and I would send you the link. Okay? I know quite a number of people have been getting a whole lot of notification from all of the different platforms. And my friend on YouTube, yes, that's how you register. Go on TikTok, you find the link there, or Instagram. I don't have it right now on YouTube, but you can also comment on my last video as well, and I would send you the link as well. It's free, but you need to be registered. But please note that once the class is full, it's full. That's why I'm telling everybody right now. Once the class is full, we're not going to be extending it, because I'm not going to have to pay Zoom, doing a class for free, but also being the one to pay Zoom for an extended, for this, there's a limit to what, what you can have on Zoom, right? Yeah. If you click the link, you see it right there. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you so much, Stephanie. And it literally took you 2 minutes to get registered. Right there. So, awesome. So 4 things, like I said, cash flow, just to really touch on it. Cash flow is you use the bank money to buy the property. You use tenants' money to finance the property. Okay? Okay, great. You use the bank money to buy the property. You use the tenants' money to pay, right? And who owns the property? You. Okay? So the difference between, let's assume you bought a property for 200,000, right? You finance the property for 200,000. By the 1% rule, there's something called 1% rule in real estate. You will learn all of that in class. That property should be $2,000 whenever you rent it, right? Whenever you want to rent it out, your rent should be $2,000, right? So, but guess what? Your mortgage should be about $1,500, $1,600. It should be way lesser than your rent. You see the difference between what your tenant pays you. Like today, my tenant I just been smiling, getting all the zeal and everything. I'm getting plenty paychecks today. Plenty paychecks is dropping today. It's not just the one of yesterday, it's the one of today that is even the sweetest, because I don't have to work. It's my money working, right? So having said that, so your tenant pays you $2,000. You are paying the bank $1,500 for the mortgage. The difference, that $500, that's what is called cash flow, right? Cash flow, okay? Now, the second thing is, every time you pay the bank $1,500, you are reducing how much you hold the bank, right? And increasing your ownership in the property. That is equity. So maybe you'd have heard people say, oh, I have equity in this property. My property, I have 100,000 equity. That's what equity means. It means how much you own in that property. Property is worth 200,000, but you've already paid off a mortgage of 100,000. So you have an equity of 100,000. And in your mind, you might like, oh, but you know what? I can't sell it. Until I sell it, that's when, no, you don't have to sell it. You can literally cash out refinance, up to like 75%, depending on the mortgage rate, and you are taking that money. It means you can take 80,000, and that is how you are going to be taking. Oh, yeah, Mr. Gregory, welcome. Yeah, so you can literally just take I want to say take out for lunch. You can literally take take out 80,000 and use the 80,000 to fund another deal, which is one of the strategies whenever we are talking about real estate strategy. We're going to be talking all of the 6, 7, 8, 9 strategies of real estate investing. You know about fix and flip, you heard about BR. There are still so many others that we're going to be talking about in class. So you don't want to miss out on the class. It's a one-time training. One time is when I'm doing it. Once it's done, is either I don't do the training again, or you're going to be paying. It's a $1,000 value. When I did my training years ago, I paid almost about that to get to learn, because I needed to pay after losing 100,000 to stock market, losing money. I just needed to get it right with real estate. Okay, so That is the second thing. First is a cash flow. Two is you being able to get equity that you can actually leverage and take out and use to buy other property. So you can use this strategy to control multiple assets. Like you can leverage, right? But be careful when you are leveraging, because you can use 250,000. Just with 250,000, you can own assets worth $1 million or even more. That's the beauty of real estate. $1 million, right? With 250,000. Okay. So it simply means if you're buying a property every single year, putting 50,000 as a down payment every single year, it's in 5 years, you buy 5 properties. Each of them, if it's at 200,000, that is $1 million right there, just with $250,000. Right? That is the beauty. Thank you so much for the follow. If you have not followed or subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. Subscribe, follow, because it's going to help you. And let's keep tapping out the life. I know we are all locked in. Let's tap, 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 tap. Let's get it to 10,000 today. I know we can all do it. Reason why I always ask about tapping out the life is because it gets this place popular, right? And people will come on the FYP. You remember, I always say that. Thank you for the daily admin. I always say that. The reason why I always say this is because I want to always add value, right? And the same effort I'm using to talk to 9 people or 10, 15 people, that's what the same effort that it's going to take 100 people, right? And then 100 people are learning, 100 people are also being blessed, so whenever you tap, it's free, it costs you nothing, and it's you just tapping out the screen. And if you want to do, you can also do Go Popular. It's also helped this community. You can find it costs you 1 cent or 1 coin or whatever. And that is how you tap it, or that's how you get this place popular. And some other people can also get this. Matsu, thank you so much for the roses, and thank you so much. The Go Popular is right there in the basket, just right there. I think it's called under exclusive. You see Go Popular, and you can get this place popular. You get people from the FYPA, and they will come and learn how to build wealth the right way. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, Money Talk with Dr. Lina, and on TikTok as well, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina, Instagram as well, do that. So the training is around the corner. We're also going to be doing ETF training, live training as well. That's coming later. $1 Million League is also community is also coming. So there's no reason why you should not become a millionaire. Honestly, there is no reason. By the time we are done, right, you will be thankful that our path crossed because it's going to build generational wealth. Cash flow. Number 2 is, of course, equity, right? Number 3 is appreciation. This one, just the same way like ETF double its value every 7 years by the rule of 72. With real estate, if you buy it right, okay, you should double your property value in 10 years, right? In 10 years, that's what it takes. It grows by 10% averagely or a little bit less. If you buy it right, it should be 10%, even more. The property that we bought less than 10 years ago in 2017, July, has already become is already over $1 million. It's already doubled its value now, even though it's not yet even it's going to be year 9 in July. That's when it's going to be year 9. So and that's it. Appreciation is the third one. Oleb said millionaire emotional. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's just the way to go. It comes with mindset. I always say that if you want to build wealth, you start with the mindset. You need to find a mindset shift. That's why every class that I do, I always start with a mindset shift. Because if you cannot perceive, you think that millionaires are from another planet. It's almost impossible for you to become a millionaire. It's impossible. And to think about it, that 95% of the millionaires are the billionaires. Only 5% of them are trust kids. Only 5%. 95% are self-made millionaire. Go on Google and do you see the statistics right there. And even if you want to also determine or to also confirm, right, you can also find it. The top richest, Elon Musk and what's it called? Mr. Amazon, right? The two of them, were they all trust kids, or did their generation, their parents, did they leave them money? So if the richest people in the world are all self-made millionaires, then you don't have an excuse. That's it right there. And that's it. Once you have that mindset shift, it's going to make this whole job easier. You will be able to you conceive it and you'll be able to achieve it. And number 4, which is what the wealthy, the multimillionaire enjoys the most, and the middle class will never enjoy. That's the thing. Will never enjoy unless you move from the middle class. I will not say middle class. You move from being an earner, right? Your paycheck, you move from there to business class, right? You move from economy to business class. But that's not what I mean literally, right? You move from being an earner to an owner. This is the only way you can enjoy the tax advantages. What does this mean? It means that you can, if you become an owner, and they call it the cheat code within the tax code. You see the real estate that we are talking about, right? The benefit of it. Why you would see me say that I am buying property every single, you move. Every single, now you've met me, join the $1 Million League once it starts, you would move in 10 years. That's my promise. 1 million is what you're going to be. It just starts with a requirement. It's not, amen, but it's not even, the God aspect is important. But at the same time, you need to be coachable. You need to be ready. I have 3 requirements. Once you meet that, trust me, you move from that class. You move from it. Okay, so tax advantages. So think about the real estate that we talked about. If you bought rental property, right? You see the property taxes. You see the interest, depreciation, repairs, all of that, you can charge it against your W-2. What does this mean? So your W-2 is what? Every single month, every single year, when you are filing, April 15th is around the corner. So if you have not filed your taxes like me, April 15th, you would file, when you're filing your taxes, because you're an high earner, you are going to be paying Uncle Sam back. But because you bought property and you made losses, because all these things that I'm talking about, they are losses, right? All those things are losses. You can claim it against your W-2. And you use it to reduce how much you are going to pay in terms of taxes. It might be end of the day, it might even be your Miss Uncle Sam or IRS that is going to pay you back. So for instance, think about like depreciation. Something like depreciation. If you don't own an asset, there's no way you don't have any business with depreciation. Asset or business, or you don't have any business. So think about it like you have land, properties, equipment, and all of that on the balance sheet. Those are assets on the asset side, right? Those would depreciate, even though we talk about property as appreciation. They appreciate, we all know. But in the accounting books, it depreciates in 30 years. If you use straight line value, okay, or reducing balance, whichever method that you are using to depreciate it, it means that every amount that it comes down to for every year, you can actually claim it against as a loss to your business. Okay, because that property is losing value. Why do I know? That's because I'm a chartered accountant as well. I'm an economist as well as I'm a doctor of business and technology. So I know that from the books, okay? And how do I also know? That's because I'm a serial investor. I own double-digit real estate portfolio, and I've used the same strategy, okay? You have one, fantastic. We will scale it. You scale it, register for the class, we'll scale it. You are getting 5 in the next 5 years, getting 4 more in the next 5 years, in the next 4 years. That's it, right there. So that's it, right? I know because every single year I reduce my taxable income. I'm a high income earner because I'm a vice president of technology. And of course, I also lecture as AI cybersecurity in college. So it puts me in a certain bracket. So I need to reduce that. So whenever I buy my property, I get taxable whatever. I claim it back. And guess what? I think I got some thousands of dollars last year. Yay! Thousands of dollars, right? I got it. And this year, it's not going to be also different. Whenever I bought my car, right? Whenever I bought my car, I was able to claim it as well. I actually bought a property, and that property pays me. As a matter of fact, she's paying me today, right? She pays me every single month to pay the car note. But at the same time, my IRS, I claimed the car as well. I did not violate anything. I did not. It's within the tax code. You are just using what the wealthy, the multi-millionaires, they take care of themselves. They are the one in power, right? We, the multi-million, we are the one in power, right? We are the one in power. So we are the one in power. So we are the one designing the tax code. So we take care of ourselves. That's why the middle class, you would realize that you might be paying more taxes than Mr. Donald Trump. Yes. Yes, you even brought it out of my. I did not say it. I did not. He might be doing some other thing that you do not agree with, but he will pay more tax. He will pay less taxes than Obama because he owns Trump Tower. He owns this asset. He owns that asset. That is it. That's it right there. That is it right there. And a lot of middle class, who would continue to pay that taxes. Think about you're a medical doctor. You earn 500,000 or you earn $400,000. Those are even the people that I pity the most because they have college debt, they have family on their back because they think that they are high earners, and they are the day my gynecologist told me some things, I said, oh my goodness, these people are just, they are crying in the yeah. So, and it's not always know that it's not about your income, it's about what you do with it. If somebody is earning 100,000 and is able to save 50,000, that person is better off than the person earning 500,000 and his expenses, is saving, is not able to save any, is saving $10,000. It's about how much you keep, not how much you earn. How much you earn just makes the journey faster. If you are disciplined, if you are taking a certain percentage, you're earning 300,000 and you're able to save 150,000, you are winning. But if you are making 300,000 and you are not able to, your expenses is 300,000 because you use it on a Gucci and you use it to buy a mess because you have already arrived. It's right there. You see, yeah. You find it there you find it there. Anyway, so that is it. Tax advantages. This is the fantastic benefit. You know the thing about it, I still want to buy the MS. The Chanel, I still buy all of those big names, right? Louis Vuitton and all of that, right? But guess what finances it? It is not my life. It's not my 90 days from January till date. It's not. What finances it is the investment, because I will work, I take my money, my income, I save a lot, put it on real estate or put some of them on ETF, and then once it returns money, right? Like my tenant is paying today, right? I use it to use this to finance whatever lifestyle. I want to go on a Bora Bora, right? Bora Bora, absolutely amazing. I love to travel. I've been to 22 countries, and I'm planning to do more, right? But you use the money, you go this way, and then you fund that lifestyle. You don't let your 90 days or your whole 1 year that you have spent, use that money and you go and use it to buy a car. Are they doing me? No. You're going to use the money, invest it. When you invest it, then whatever returns it generates, then you fund that lifestyle, you fund that trip, you fund that, a mess that you like. You're actually with someone else. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. Awesome. So that is it. Tax advantages, right? Enjoy the tax advantages, and then the tax returns that I get, I use it to go fund it. Not that I will take the money and go and use it to pay Uncle Sam. No. Yeah, no. So real estate creates income. Always understand. So now we are getting to the difference of ETFs and real estate. Real estate creates income and it creates long-term wealth. Okay. ETF is the easiest way for beginners to start. Okay. So let's now break it down. The difference, the major difference, just to recap. ETF is passive because it doesn't require any work. You just open the account, somebody does it for you. Sky, thank you for the follow. Thank you all for subscribing if you haven't. If you haven't, I don't know what you're doing. And on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok as well. If you haven't followed me on TikTok, or you have not followed on Instagram, I'm not sure what you're doing, because there's so many free resources that can bless. Hey, P5, welcome. Yeah, and every other person here, welcome here. Talking about ETFs and real estate being one of the biggest questions. Tech Queen, welcome. Being one of the bigger questions I get every single day. ETF or real estate, or should I buy individual stock or IUL? Those are questions that come my way every single day, and I'm just putting it to rest. Understanding that ETF real estate is number one, and two, that the multimillionaires and billionaires put their money. There's also businesses and all of that. Awesome. So ETF is very passive. It doesn't require anything from you. Thank you so much for the gift. It doesn't require anything from you. Just open Fidelity account, Wealth Simple in Canada, Trading 212 in the UK and Europe, in Africa, Bamboo, Stanbic IBTC, and all of those, those are the ones that you can open, right? And you can buy ETF from anywhere, anywhere. So you want anywhere is where you can, you don't say, oh, you have to be in the United States to buy S&P 500. You can buy it anywhere. Thank you. Yeah, Ekere. You can buy it anywhere. So you don't have enough of the excuses. You don't know how to open it. I've told you where to open it. Thank you. I know where you to take coin. Thank you. I know where you open it now. You know where to open it now, right? Right? We know, and if you want me to repeat it again, I can repeat it. We repeat it or we understand it, right? The second thing is, which one should I buy? Can I buy from another country? Yes, you can buy. Do you reassess IU? I think my agent, I don't talk about IUL. He almost created a disaster yesterday. Let me get my education at IUL. Like I said, everybody asks this question every single day, but we're not talking about that. I will go get education myself, right? And then I can come. Then we can discuss it. IUL, we can discuss it, because now I cannot run away from it again. I need to go get education. Let me put my money into it. Then, if I find a good agent, or if I learn it myself, then I can come tell you, as part of, I owe it to the community, $1 Million League. So that I make people put this IUL thing to a rest. Either we are doing IUL or we are doing investment and life insurance or term insurance, term or life. Then you do your ETF, call it a day. Or we'll start thinking of, okay, let's do this IUL, maybe we'll do it. But I need to know it first. I lost money already and I don't know. Some people, I can swallow 100,000, but how many people can swallow 100,000? Maybe a few, right? That's why you see me, I'm very, very careful. I don't want a situation that people would say, oh, you know what, you did not, yeah. Let's focus on our ETFs. Okay, great. Awesome. And our real estate, that's the other one, okay? Because I am heavy on that. All right, ETF is passive. It's long-term growth, and of course, is less hands-on. So open any of those accounts I talked about earlier, right? Open any of those accounts. And the second part of it, that you want to buy S&P 500. I put money in there. IVV, VOO, what's the other one? SPY. You can buy any of that. That's S&P 500. You can buy the entire US market like a VTI. You can buy the entire global market. You can buy, just go there and just do something. Just stop picking and choosing, okay? Just stop picking and choosing. Just buy everything, right? If that's what you're, or just go on Google and just search, which is the top ETF, which returns the top last year in 20 whatever. Or you can do year to date, right? Or in the past 10 years, okay? And just invest in that. Make sure you set it up and put it recurring. So every time you get your paycheck, every time you get your paycheck, ensure that you set it up so it's automated. So as you are paying your taxes, you are paying your health insurance, you are also paying yourself in your ETF, your Roth IRA, your 401k, you have your brokerage, then you set up, you know that you're good. You're taking care of your emergency fund, then you have peace. So that is that's how it's long-term growth, and of course it's less hands-on. You can literally do it today within the next 5 minutes, within the next 20 minutes. Let me not put it next 20 minutes. You can actually get it done. Somebody said buy term life, paying $50 a month, then open Roth and be buying VO or whatever. Okay, big O. Another person today. Let's not talk about IUL. This is not about, today is ETF and real estate. Thank you. ETF and real estate. We're not talking IUL. You say the controversy is too much, so that's why I don't even want to. Yeah, real estate on the other hand, is active passive. Okay, active passive, right? That's what I call it. As if you have not seen my video that I posted, you would have seen it. on Saturdays. So for people that are saying that real estate is passive income, let them not deceive you. Is active passive. That's what I call it. Because there's a time when you are active. If your tenant calls you, I need a contractor to fix this, you are involved. You don't need that with ETF, right? If you need to fix the house before renting it out, that is also active. If you need to put it on the market for rent, that is also active. Then ongoing operations such as 3 months, every 3 months, every 6 months, 3 months, depending on how long this tenant has been there, you are doing periodic inspection. You would have seen my Saturday, my 27th or 28th. You saw how it went, right? Life of an investor, a serial investor. You would see the video. If you have not seen, go and look at it. You would see it. So it gives you an idea. If you, yeah, repairs can be, but repairs, remember, you can actually, it's taxable, tax deductible. Remember, so don't think about it too much. It's tax deductible. I've had to do two HVAC. Each of them was $7,500 on two properties. Because they are what's it called, R300 or whatever. They are old. The old Freon HVAC. So I had to replace them to bring them current. So that's 15,000 right there. That's even because my HVAC technician is my very good friend. He's also a real estate investor like myself. Normally I would have paid 10,000, but guess what? Mua is going to claim it as tax. Mua is going to claim it as tax. Okay, so that's the code right there. It's not just Mr. Donald alone that will be enjoying life alone. No, we are going to share this. Two of us, we would share this money together. Together, all of us. Yes. All right. So it's active passive. Okay, but guess what? It generates cash flow. It gives you four income stream, right? You're doing inspections, and then you will scale income faster because it gives you opportunity to leverage. With $250,000, you can control $1 million. If you are just simply buying $200,000 property, putting 20% down with your closing cost, you become a millionaire in terms of asset, not net worth. Net worth is when you are finished paying it off. That's when you become a millionaire. But of course, you have asset worth $1 million just with how much? $250,000. Just buying one property every single year. And guess what? Remember, all of the expenses that comes with fixing that house, the interest, all of that, you are filing it as taxes, reducing your taxable income. What you're supposed to pay on your W-2 is reducing. So it will help you reduce how much, which you now put more money in your pocket. So yes, it's not a joke, but the benefit, like your 9 to 5, I always say, your 9 to 5, is it a joke? You wake up 9 to 5 every freaking day, Monday through Friday. And Sunday night, you've already started thinking of work. Even some of us, we still take work home on that Friday, still do it over the weekend. Is that easy? You are building somebody. You are building somebody. Yes, you need a tax advisor that is investor friendly, that knows this. But reach out to me and I'll give you whatever. But ask him all of this, accelerated depreciation, as all of those things. Go talk. But if you don't tell him as well, he might not know. Okay. So those are because they need to set it up right with you. So make sure you're asking. That is the benefit of real estate right there. That and 529 was what got us to real estate, by the way. That and 529. Anyway, so it's active, passive, but it generates cash flow, and of course, you can scale income faster. That is the benefit of real estate, right? You want to build wealth quicker, faster. You want to run in terms of wealth building. Real estate. ETF is you will build wealth, you'll be okay, right? However, real estate will make the journey faster because you have more to leverage. You have tax benefit. By the way, ETF, this thing that I talked about, even if your ETF goes down, you lose money on ETF or your stock, the highest you can take in a year is $3,000. That's even if you lose, like I lost 100,000, right? The highest I can take is $3,000. And I can only claim it, I think I can only claim it on another capital gain another class. So another class of capital gain. So I can't switch over from there and say that I want to claim it on real estate or whatever. So it doesn't, in short, I never even claimed the taxes. I just, like, it just did not make sense because 3,000 out of 100,000, what are we doing? What are we doing? How many years is it going to take me to claim that? And I think you can only claim it up to 10 years. So it means that 30,000, but with real estate, it's unlimited. 80,000, claim it. 90,000, So, those are the benefits. And on top of the equity, on top of the appreciation, that the property doubles every 10 years. So ETFs will give you that, it doubles your money every 7 years. Real estate doubled it in 10 years. So you have that, but it's just that 10 years is later than 7 years. That's the edge of ETF, right? However, on top of that, you now have the tenants paying you, right? To get cash flow. On top of that, somebody is reducing that money that you owe the bank. On top of that, you are now getting tax benefit. These other three is maybe dividends ETF would give you, but no other ETFs will not give you that. And that's why when people would say, oh, ETF I was like, it's not a debate. It's just like you saying that buy a house or rent a house. Like, BlackRock is buying all of the single family homes in America, but you're still thinking about renting is better than buying. Better wise up. You better wise up right there. All right, so stock grows your money, but real estate can replace your income. So as I am, think about it. You have 5 properties, each of them, and I'm telling you my real life, I mean, at least maybe now that you've seen the video of the inspection that I did, you would know that, okay, this person is not, when I say I want double-digit real estate portfolio, right? It's not just, you just saw a bit of it, me walking into some of it. That's what you saw there, because I just did part 1 of inspection. Some of them I have not done the inspection and I'm not going to do until June, because they've been there for more than 3 years, right? So I'm comfortable with them, right? Some of the ones I went is just because they just moved in, or they've not just been there in 1 year. That's why I'm going there and doing it. Otherwise, the next round, I'm doing it in June, and I'm doing everyone in June. All right. So that real estate can replace your income. Think about it. You have 5 properties. Each of them is 200,000. That's 1 million, right? In terms of assets, okay? You control net worth you have 250,000, right? Then on top of that, every single month, you're getting 2,000 in terms of rent, following the 1% rule. That is $2,000. $2,000 times 5, $10,000. If you are fully paid it off, $10,000. How much is 6-figure salary that we are all running and begging to have? Right? That thing that makes you have arrived, shoulder high. You've got a 6-figure salary. That's it right there, without having to work. It's the house that is working for you. That's when they say your money is working for you. You can now it can simply replace your income. So you want 6-figure salary at retirement or at any time, you can simply just do this job. Get these 5 properties. Just your 6-figure salary right there. Right there. And you get, because that's $120,000. 120. Yeah, inspection are very important. My last tenant did not only tow my home, he was renting it. Yeah, that's because he didn't do inspection. Inspection, I will do it. You move in now. By the time I get 1 month, I'm there. Then I do 3 months. So I'll be on your face. You will know that this person is showing up. And then we already know ourselves. So if it's not working, eviction straight, go. Bye. Bad radiance. I'd rather keep it empty. Then 6 months. Then I start doing it 6 months for another year, another 2 years, 6 months, every 6 months. Then after that, once I say that I'm comfortable with you every 2, you've been there 2 years. Now we love each other. We are now best friends. I know the names of your family. You are getting Christmas gifts and we are exchanging gifts because now we are family members. Then I go there every 6 months. That's it. Because we've already established that, this person is not joking. This person values his property more than whatever rent. And if it's kept empty, would that not be a strain? Oh, yes, it's a strain. It's a strain. That's why I always say do not over leverage. Do not over leverage. That's part of the things we'll be talking about in class, right? That you do not over leverage. That's 1. 2, whenever you are buying right. So we are looking at the location. right? Location. So we are going to talk all about all of that in class. So if you have not registered for the free training on the 11th and the 12th of April, okay, those are the value that you're going to be getting. Because I cannot be saying everything in the next 5 minutes. I'll be gone right now. I'll be gone. So you need to, that's why all of these things happens at the beginning. If you do it right, your chances of you having a vacant is very, very low. Of course, things happen. Yeah, this is making more sense now. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Even though you have, that's why I said it's not even about the somebody that wants to buy property the first time. If you are a property owner, if you've already bought one and you've already had a bad experience and you want to come, I will help you. We would scale. We would scale it. We would scale. So, you would scale it. So you already have one, your experience, you shared, you would see where the error is, and I will point it out to you because I have been there too. You would see it, you find it, it's not going to be on the platform, it's on Zoom. So you need to register, and we have limited spot left, because once the class is full, it's full. It's not just on TikTok, on YouTube. I know of quite a number of people registered on YouTube. They sent me messages on YouTube yesterday. I have a video there. And so on YouTube, if you haven't, just send an email, post on my last video, comment, what was it, real estate, and you will get the link to register. Register, it takes you 3 minutes, 1 minute or two to register. Stephanie just registered now. Yeah, it's on my bio. It's on my bio. You see it right there. Please, if you know you will not be in attendance, please do not register. I beg you. Do not register. Yeah, go on my bio. Go on my bio. You find it right there. It's called buying real estate, buying your first renter in 90 days. And 90 days is what it takes. 90 days, next 90 days, when we are done, I expect that by summer, we start closing on our homes. Because it takes a process. It's not like ETF. ETF, you can buy it right now, open an account today and start buying today. But when it comes to real estate, it takes a process. And that is why the 90 days is really, really important. Okay? If you know that you are not going to be, please leave the slot for other people. Because it's not just TikTok, I have people on YouTube, I have people on Instagram. And I do have people as well that have been waiting on this training for so long. So the link is in the bio, and once the class is full, please, I'm not going to extend. Don't come and tell me that, Dr. Lina. That's why I keep saying it every day, so that the people that have been waiting, like Stephanie has been waiting for the past 1 or 2 months, okay, we were supposed to have it in March, and every other person that have been waiting, I'm telling them, whenever I see them come through the live, I tell them so that they can all go register before the class get filled. Because if it's full, it's full. I'm doing it as part of my my birthday celebration. I'm an April born, and I'm giving back to the community society. So this is a $1,000 value as of how many years ago when I did it, like train. Now this is me, even with my own experience as a doctor of business, as a serial investor with double-digit real estate portfolio, and with over 10 years, over a decade in invested. And of course, the part of me using my own paycheck, right? I funded it. I'm not a trust kid, we're just normal, decent people, right? But it's not my parents' money, it's my paycheck that did it. So we're going to be talking about how you're going to fund it. I used everything I did was based on of my paycheck. So if that's your goal, you want to register, go register and get it done. April 11th and April 12th. So you have at least almost 2 weeks to get prepared and make sure that you clear your schedule, right? So you are in class, because once I'm done. It's either I don't do the training again, or if you're going to get trained, it's going to be paid. You're going to have to pay, right? It's going to be free one time. So now it's your opportunity. You want to join real estate now. You want to start scaling your real estate. You want to start building real estate and start enjoying. Now it's it for you. Now it's that for you. You'll find the link in the bio. You will find that link in the bio right there, and you can, Mike, can you help with the link, because I can't find it. It's okay. Send me a DM. I'll send you the link. But it's there in the bio. You would see it right there in the bio. Up there. It's not on the screen. when you, I think you have to come out and go on my page, then you would see it. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can log into TikTok and just show everyone. Let me see. Yeah. So, and I do understand that some people do not understand what, if you're like me some months ago, I did not even know. Okay, view profile. So you would see, whenever you go on my page, this is my page, right? You probably saw me here. This is my page right here. So it will look different on the phone if you are using a phone. So you go here. Can you see it? Nesthuge at nesthuge.me/moneytalk. Right there, if you click on it, let me click on it. When I click on it, because TikTok might want to play a trick on you. When you click on it, it might bring you here. It will bring you to this page like this, okay? What you do is you click on open anyway. That's it. Right there. You see? You will see the first thing that you see there, the Wealth Blueprint, which is my ebook, right? If you want to buy that, you can buy that. There's also the one-on-one consultation. So if you want a one-on-one, something designed for you one-on-one, you can do it. And the third that right there is buying your real estate right there. Can you see it? Right there. Okay. Registered and locked in. Okay. Right there. That's it. You see it right there. You cannot miss it. You see my beautiful face, and right there you would see it. My beautiful face, all glammed up, I'm not the hair, not this. Yeah, I love my natural, but all glammed up, you would see it there. Yeah. Okay, awesome. So back to what we were saying, and as I wrap up the live. All right. So now you might be wondering, so which one, ETF or real estate? That's what we are talking about. And I would also be, by the way, on ETF, I'll be hosting another training. I don't know if that's going to be free or maybe it's going to be paid. Okay, TP5, I saw your message. I would respond to that. Yeah. So maybe I don't know if it's going to be paid or whatever, or it's going to be discounted for people in the training on how to, the hands-on you want to start buying your ETFs. We'll go into it in class. We'll teach about it. We're going to maybe 1 or 2 different brokerage companies. Okay, like we do Fidelity. That's pretty popular. Maybe we'll do Robinhood. Maybe we'll do something in Africa as well. And if we have somebody that joins from Canada, we can also log in. How do I sign in? I had a call. Okay. How do I sign in? Go on my bio. So if you go on my page, you would see right up there. This is my page, but it's on the laptop. So it's going to be like this on the phone. You will see something called nesthuge.me.moneytalkwithdrLina /moneytalkwithdrLina. Right there, the red one, right here. Okay, you click on it. It's going to bring you to this page trying to play on you. All you have to do is open anyway. Okay, when you click on open anyway, it's going to bring you to this page. You see my ebook right there if you want to buy a copy of that. My one-on-one consultation. So if you want something designed for you one-on-one, right? If you want something designed for you. And then the last one with this, my beautiful face, is the real estate. And you can register from there. You can register right there. Okay. All right. So the ETF training, that might also come. So if you have people from Canada, we might also get into Wealth Simple in that particular class. And we can also do, maybe something in Africa as well. Like I might try to open a Bamboo account, or show an investment one or whatever, just so we can, so like a practical class. At the end of that particular class, you should be able to go open, will open the account right there. You will link your account, and at the same time, in that same class, you'll be first. You open your account, in that same class, you would do your first trade. Okay? So that is the goal of that class. So, and you will set it up recurring. So you see the entire setup of investing. You see, this 2026, you don't have a choice. If you come across me, you don't have a choice. You must build wealth. You must pay yourself. If you can, I always say that if you can pay your taxes, even with your minimum wage, you still pay taxes, right? With minimum, oh, am I missing something? If you pay taxes with minimum wage, then you should pay yourself in investing. You could say that I'm paying with minimum wage, so I should not pay taxes, right? You should not pay taxes since the money is too minimum. So if you can pay tax, even if it's $1, you would invest it. You will thank me later. The day you increase your income to $100,000, you get to six figures, you would reach out to me and say, Dr. Lina, thank you. Because like I said, I always want to add value. So in that class, be on the lookout. So people that will join this class, I can either do that class for free, or you'll be paying a certain percentage, maybe 50% off for anybody that is in this class or a part of this. Then the $1 Million League is also coming. This is going to be a journey. You want to become a millionaire in 10 years. 10 years sounds like long, but 45 years is what it takes people to work and never still go to $1 million status. You are doing it in 10 years. That is going to be a community in itself. So once that one is also going to be coming out, it's going to be a paid community outside of here as well. And that particular community, it's just to build wealth. You're going to build generational wealth because you're teaching your children these. You'll be teaching your children. It's going to be building wealth. Look, 30. Thank you. Well, yeah, I'm 30. I wish I'm 30. That was over a decade ago. That's even way more. Yeah, that's even way more. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about, we're going to be having book clubs. Then we're going to be talking about skill building. I'll be talking about things like if you're not in the six-figure bracket, because I always say that six-figure is what it requires you, because that's what I started with, right? In terms of get to that $1 million status, right? And then, of course, you have to be coachable. You have to read. You have to learn education. You have to, So those two things are very, very critical. Because if you don't have the six-figure salary, don't feel, this is your opportunity to get there. They always say you are 1%, or you look exactly as the people that you work with. So if you're in a community of millionaires or people earning six figures, your chances of getting six-figure salary, even if you are not there, is also very, very high. So always note that too. I don't know if somebody can help me with that particular word. They said is that my mentors used to say you are 1% of, you cannot be an ego and you'll be flying with chicken. It's not possible. So even if you are not a six-figure earner right now, if you are part of that community, we'll have strategies how you can get to that. So things like, my 4 pillars is skills, real estate, ETF, which is smart investing, and financial fortress. So the skill part will be fixing it, meaning free trade, some trainings. So like you want to learn cybersecurity, I'll bring Dr. O to come teach cybersecurity. You want to learn, learn about psychology, become a counselor, social worker, and all of that. I'll bring another Dr. O, Dr. Tule Yelu. She's been in this industry, own her own private practice. These are people, I'll bring her. You want to deviate to nursing or diversify to nursing or whatever. I'll bring Dr. Fadekemi. She's a doctor, she's a DHP, right? She's a doctor she's a DMP, doctor or nurse practitioner or whatever. She's almost like a doctor, she's a doctor. She has a doctorate in. So I'm going to be bringing all those kind of people. Maybe I might be able to I might beg Mimi OJ to come teach on social media if you want to be somebody like me. These are things, DMP, exactly. So I'm right. I'm not, I'll be bringing all those people. I have this relationship with them, and I know that all of them are willing. All of them are willing to actually, to give back as much as possible. So these are things that we'll be doing. Maybe we might even be able to bring down, what's this lady's name? And people think I will be teaching real estate, right? I'm thinking of bringing, wholesalers, right? Those are things that we'll be having in this community. Maybe every month or every 2 months we'll be having live stream, and then we'll be doing book club. So you see all those books that I have? All this is on the other side. All this kind of books we'll be reading and we'll be talking about it. What about CPA? CPA, the charter publican. I know I'm not going to be doing that. That's very, there's a reason why I moved from accounting to, I'm not going to, but we can get a CPA. So if you are a CPA and you want to teach, so far we know what you are talking about. It's also is an opportunity. Then we'll bring people, maybe like Mr. Gregory, Mr. Kjam, Mr. Gregory is retiring at 52. He's not even retiring, he's retired at 52 to come tell us what worked for them, right? Mr. Kjam is retiring in the next 1 year. He's in his 60s, has 18 real estate properties, over 2 million. Over 2 million in his 401k, just because he started early, doing this, whatever. These are testaments, right? We might be able to bring these people up as well to come and tell us and talk to us, what did you do differently, so that you can learn. So that if you want to retire, if your goal is to retire early, you can also do that, right? Those are the things that we're going to be having in that community. So be ready. It's going to be a paid community, full disclosure, because just so we know that it's not going to be free, right? Because people value things that they pay for, right? People definitely value things that they pay for. So, okay. So the thing about it, just to recap, what do I recommend first? ETF or real estate? Back to the cluster, ETF or real estate? For me, I would always say start with ETF. Both of them, you should not be saying you are picking and choosing. Just the same way I don't tell you pick one stock and buy one stock. No, I don't tell you. I tell buy S&P 500, buy NASDAQ 100, buy the entire US market, right? Because it helps you diversify. That's the same thing I'm going to tell you. Whenever it comes to ETF or real estate, start with ETF because it is very easy to start, right? It's going to help you build your confidence. Think about it. If you put $10,000 last year, what is it right now? It would have become $12,000. Thank you so much for the follow. It would have become $12,000 right there, right? It would have been. So that's it. And when you see that, it encourages you to say, oh, you know what? Let me put 100,000. Let me put 50,000. But once you get to the deposit, you get to that down payment. So $200,000 is deposit is for down payment for the property is 20%. If you are using FHA loan, is 3.5%. Let's assume you're using investment, 20%. That is 40,000, or with closing costs, let's say $50,000 right there. Once your ETF gets to that, you use it and go and buy your real estate. Rinse and repeat. Do the same thing. You are still working, right? I'm not saying quit your job. You are still doing the rat race for another 5 years or 10 years, right? You are doing it to buy another property. The cash flow from this property, add to it. If it took you 1 year before to get the 50,000, it's going to take you 9 months because you are getting cash flow from the first property. Then you do it again like that. And you're also going to get tax benefit. You do it, yet the third property is going to take you less than like that. Once you get to, so that is how you do it. So that's the cycle. So for me, is it ETF or real estate? It's both. And once you get to your goal, your real estate portfolio goal, right? I'm not one of those that will tell you go back 20, buy $50 or $100. If that's your goal, that's fine. That's your goal, that's fine. Mine is to diversify into commercial, all those huge apartment complexes, which is what I'm working on. Commercial real estate, buy, all of those retail stores, like retail office spaces and all of that. Those are things that I am also moving into. So as I'm learning that, if you're part of the community, of course, who is going to learn that? You are going to also be the beneficiary because it's going to be easier, because there are two different calculations when it comes to single family home and you're going to commercial property. There are two different things. So yes, so that's it right there. So you are going to do the same cycle, do it all over again. That's where, for most professionals, the best strategy is not for you choosing one, right? You're choosing both, but the right order. Start with your ETF, that's your foundation. Then you use it to build your capital, okay? And it helps you to build consistency. Your dollar cost average, you are disciplined. Now you already understand in and out of investing with ETF. Now it helps you build your capital for your real estate. And during the time when you are building the capital, you are getting the education, because education is very vital. Education is very, very vital when it comes to real estate. You can't just even toy and joke with it, right? That's why you're having that free training, and that's why I'm giving it for free to equip everyone, because I know it is very important and it will be an excuse for people to even start investing, and then you move into real estate, and that's how you scale. ETF will build your foundation. Real estate accelerates your wealth and give you the option that you need for you to end the paycheck to paycheck, so step off the hamster wheel if you so desire, or step off the get out of the rat race if that's your goal, or continue doing it with the option of financial freedom. You are working because you want to work, because you enjoy that work, not because you are working to pay bills. Absolutely different thing. So what brings it all together, in terms of the wealth scale, right? In terms of this is what? Income first. You invest in ETFs to use it to build capital, then you acquire real estate, and then you create cash flow. Real estate creates cash flows for you, which you reinvest because you're not spending it immediately, and then that's how you get financial freedom, right? That's how. So you don't pick, you build a system. It's a whole system, like it's a cycle. That's how you build it, okay? So for me, if I had to start all over again, okay, I would not choose between ETF or real estate. I would use ETF to build capital and real estate to build income, because that is how wealth is accelerated, and that's how I accelerated my own wealth journey. All right. Questions, and comment 1 if you have found this helpful, 0 if you did not find it helpful. 1 if you found it helpful, 0 if you've not found it helpful. I will be wrapping up in 3 minutes. If you haven't gotten your, so 1 if you found, perfect. Really said 1, 1, 1, 1. I want to say 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yes, awesome. 1, 1, 1, awesome. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go subscribe before the class. There's a video that I have right there. Let me show you, which is going to help you a lot in class. A lot. And it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina everywhere as well. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. So let me show you, so you'd see right here. You see, and let me go all the way down there. So you see, I don't even play on, these are videos, right? Retiring at 40. So you see right there with my hair up, right? With the house, how to buy your property in January 2026. I did that in September or October, right? So you go and watch that video. That will be your preamble or whatever, or whatever class. Subscribe there if you haven't. Subscribe and watch that video. That time that you're spending on Love Island and Love is Blind, or watching some Nigerian movies or African movies or anything that you love, soccer, spend that 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's actually a 6 minute, 7 minutes video, which is good. 6 minutes, 14 seconds. Watch it, take a pen and take notes. Then in class, you would have an edge over a lot of people. Some of the questions that you'll be asking, some of them would have already been addressed there. So you are coming in already fortified with, not fortified, at least you have a bit of information when it comes to real estate. You're not just coming like somebody that doesn't even know anything at all. You will have an edge. And if you have not registered for your class, for the class, April 11 and 12, final call today, April 11 and 12, go there in my bio. You'll find it in my bio, right there in my bio. It's there, right there. Next Tuesday, you find it. It takes you 1 or 2 minutes. Next Tuesday is absolutely amazing. You register and I would get the confirmation. You have your slot confirmed. Do not procrastinate, because once the class is full, don't say, oh, Dr. Lina, I say, I tried. Even if I already told my extended family that have been asking, my friends, I've been telling all of them, see, don't come to me after. Do not. Now is your time. I'm going to pour everything that I know, okay? Everything, all the things. I was telling you how somebody brought fake documentation. How do I know all of this, right? It comes with experience. You might not even know. I've seen fake IDs. I've seen people trying to, those are things that you might not know that we'll talk about. I will try everything within my power, but if you now still need a guardrail after, you want holding hands, then you can now say, oh, you want to book a one-on-one or whatever. You can do that later. But I will do everything possible such that you are equipped and you are ready to run with your first property. Okay? All right. Great. Any question? 2:30, YouTube channel. So good to have you here. At least you stayed all through. It's always difficult to have you guys here, but staying all through. Subscribe if you have not. Put comment real estate. Put in the last video real estate, and you will get the link to register. And comment as well. Limited slot. It's going really fast. And I'm not kidding. Really fast. A lot of people registered yesterday, and a lot more, because I just put it up yesterday, and the class is almost there, right? Almost there. I'm making getting it to you people first, before to my community first, before putting it out there to some other people, another community that was just asking me that they want to join. So once you guys have exhausted your slot, but I'll be putting it out tomorrow for them. So you have today, tomorrow, once don't say I did not do anything for you. Yeah, thank you Kenzo. So if you haven't followed, follow. If you haven't followed, follow. You don't want to miss out on any other thing. You don't want to miss out. Follow if you haven't followed. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Instagram as well. Subscribe across board. You love Dr. Lina, right? So you love Dr. Lina. If you love Dr. Lina, then there's no reason why you should not subscribe. You should be my follower. You are part of the community, the $1 million community. So register across board, follow across board. Okay, great. Moto said yes. Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Instagram, and follow on TikTok as well. I love you guys. Well, ensure your money is working harder than you do. Welcome to April, okay? And the next quarter is going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be, it's not going to be like the last 90 days where, this one we're going to be executing, because by summer, so far you have everything ready. You should be able to take action when it comes to real estate. And you should be able, this month, this one, you will buy your ETF. That one is for sure. By the time we do that trade, we are doing it in class. That one, it's not procrastination. We are doing it right in class. Okay. All right. I love you guys all. See you. And what do I want to say? Ensure your money is working harder than you do. All right. Know that your salary actually pays bills. What really builds wealth is the asset, cash flow that comes from the asset. I love you. And I'll see you later. Stay blessed and have a happy April. And bye. Register, okay? And subscribe if you haven't.